Hi, I'm Dave, founder of Halloween Around. I'm joined by my lovely wife, Jess.
Hello.
And we're here to review Dexter Original Sin, the new Dexter prequel series, to a show that we both absolutely love. I was watching Dexter during its original run. I think I got you into it.
We started watching it when our first child was a newborn.
Yes.
And it was
Show your newborns Dexter. It helps with the development and growth.
Apparently.
So yeah, you got really into it, and then I think at this point you're now more into it than I am.
Yeah, probably.
Which is not... I love it, and we went to Monster Mania. We met the whole cast. It was amazing.
Awesome weekend.
Great show, even though, yes, it infamously has one of the worst series finales ever. I felt like New Blood kind of made up for it. I liked that ending better.
Yeah. So
when I heard they were doing not one but two spin-off shows, I was like, okay, where are you going with this?
We'll see. Maybe it'll be good.
One's a sequel, Resurrection, and this one's the prequel. And, I think we should just come out and say it.
Let's just say we hope the sequel is better. That's the nice way.
It's not very good.
No, it's not. It's not.
So, real quick, spoiler warning, if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it, then come back here. You better come back. And let's get into the series premiere of Dexter
Original Sin.
Hello, Dexter Morgan.
I knew that things were bad when we open on what is arguably the worst CGI shot I've ever seen of the police car driving in the snow, where we learn not only did Dexter survive being shot by Harrison at the end of New Blood, but that he's being driven to the hospital and brought back to life. And we're to assume this entire series is just his life flashing before his eyes? That's what we're going with?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, whatever.
Sure. That happened.
You know what? Not even in the top 5 issues I have with this episode.
No.
That's not even it.
Your light flashing before your eyes? Sure. Fine. Not that bad.
So, we pick up, it's 1991. Dexter is just graduating college.
Deb is in high school.
Deb's in high school. And I think the thing the trailer that made me worried when I saw the trailer is, and I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but it almost feels like a parody. There was a Mad TV sketch.
With the Sopranos Diaries. It's Tony and the gang like you've never seen them before. As teenagers in the 80s. And they're dealing with high school, just like everybody else.
And that's kind of what this feels like, where it's everyone here is doing a decent impression
of the characters
of the characters they're going to play. But I don't really feel... And that's nothing... let me be clear. That's not a slight against these actors. They're really good.
No, the actors are fine. It's not their fault. It sucks.
It's the writing. To his credit, Patrick Gibson, I do buy as a young Dexter. He kind of has that charm.
Yeah.
He has the aloofness to him, and even Molly Brown as young Deb, she nails Jennifer Carpenter's mannerisms. I can't wait to see Patrick Gibson and Molly Brown awkwardly start dating, get married, get divorced, and still continue to play brother and sister on the show, if history repeats itself.
That's off topic a little bit.
That's called an aside. Because of Michael C. Hall and Jennifer Carpenter.
No, I know.
So, the main issues I have, it's that everyone feels like everyone's boiled down to their most basic caricaturistic templates of it. Everyone is flanderized. Yeah. So Deb curses a lot. Masuka's a pervert.
And the giggle.
And does the
every single time he says anything. It was
even when it's not perverted.
Yeah. So
it's like they just took the base. Okay, Deb curses. Masuka's a pervert. Got it. Okay, good. Let's do all that.
Yeah.
Now, to its credit, I think it does a decent job of retelling a story we've already seen from season 1 of the original Dexter, where the nurse is trying to kill Harry.
Yeah.
The timeline gets a little messy because, it turns out that was the same time that, like, he was graduating college and Deb had this important volleyball game that apparently was the most important thing in the world to her. And
did we even know she played volleyball?
Not really, and she's, like, mad at Dexter because he didn't go.
Where did that come from?
But am I to presume that he's never been to any of her previous games? I'm willing to set all that aside. And just focus on, again, I'm not seeing why this series needs to exist, and I'm seeing you've done a great job of having all these younger actors imitate the original cast.
Yeah.
It's a great impression of
at the very least,
and
look
Masuka
like them.
And Batista. And we haven't seen LaGuardia yet, but, from the pictures and in the trailer, she looks like her. All except for Christian Slater, who I don't think really resembles James Remar, but ironically, I'm okay with that because this is actually an opportunity to get to know Harry Morgan, because before we only knew him through Dexter's point of view, through his memories. This is a chance for Harry to kind of be his own character, and I think Christian Slater does a pretty decent job of it.
Also, but where did the other son come from?
Oh, right.
Let's talk about that.
We have to talk about the revelation that apparently he had another son, Junior. So I'm to assume it was Harry Jr. who drowned in a pool. That I know it's not meant to be a funny scene. I know that. I'm not saying kids drowning is funny.
It's not. It's a very serious.
It's
epidemic.
not. She actually teaches kids how to swim.
Yeah.
And it's like a very serious issue.
But anyway.
But it's funny when
it's so clearly not an actual person.
It looked like a CPR dummy.
Which, obviously we don't want to put actual people in that situation.
Yes, obviously you don't want to put a child actor in the pool at the bottom of it, but...
Like that. But,
it's so obviously a CPR dummy.
You couldn't have done a little bit better.
And I don't know how I feel about that, because, again, the whole point of Dexter was that it was always from Dexter's point of view.
Right.
He narrates, and to be fair, in the original series, you do have plenty of scenes that Dexter is not in. So you could make the same argument that, oh, well then how could those scenes exist? But this show in particular is supposed to be his light flashing before his eyes. So therefore, we're to assume that everything in this show should be something that Dexter himself personally observed.
True.
He wasn't present for the death of Harry Jr., however many years earlier that was, before he and Deb were born. And he wasn't present for some of these other cases.
He wasn't present at the volleyball game, so why did we even see that?
It raises all those questions that I'm willing to let the show take its time to kind of unload and unpack. I think if this wasn't Dexter, if this was just a show set in the 1991 about, crime in Miami and whatever,
sure.
Not terrible. It's cheesy. It's you can tell that we're at that point now where, like I said, everyone is kind of flanderized. But if I didn't know the character so well from the original series, I might not realize just how simplified they've become watching this.
True.
I also have no idea where Tom Matthews is. He's kind of a big player in Dexter, and we know that he's around during this time period.
But they haven't shown him yet.
And no one is, I haven't seen him.
No one has mentioned him.
We've met the captain, played by Patrick Dempsey, a.k.a. McDreamy, or Detective Mark from Scream.
Yeah,
for my Scream fans, or the killer in Thanksgiving. Spoilers for that movie.
Go watch it.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar as, I guess, Forensics has a boss now.
Yeah.
Because in the original, it's always just Dexter and Masuka. And I'm gonna go ahead and go on record and predict something's probably gonna happen to Sarah Michelle Gellar. because she's not part of the main cast. She's credited as a special guest star.
True.
Which tells me she's not
she's only like
regular
maybe in
cast.
a couple episodes.
We'll see. Now, there have been series before that have a special guest star for every episode of a season.
Right.
I mean, most of Dexter's villains in the original show were credited as special guest stars.
But it was only for one season, so we'll see.
Miguel Prado or Arthur Mitchell. Yeah, the only stuff. So we'll see about that. I'm willing.
I had high hopes.
See, I didn't. I knew going in this is going to be cheesy. I knew that the only reason they're doing this is to milk the franchise. It shouldn't even be a franchise at this point.
It really shouldn't.
And I know that the only reason Michael C. Hall is agreeing to do it is because narrating is an easy paycheck, and doing this allows him to do what he really cares about, which is his band, Princess Ghost, which we saw in concert. Really, really good music. Let us know what you thought. Like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. If you don't, you may end up on Dexter's table, like that creepy nurse who was into the cast. And as always, every day is Halloween.